Yo, can you check real quick? What? You hear the screen? Yeah. ¿Se escucha? ¿Angel? ¿Se escucha? Okay.
I think we must.
Don't worry. You're okay. They stay in there. They won't come out of the corn.
They won't come out of the corn.
It took a few minutes to really sink in after he pulled me up onto the rock. All of it happened so fast. We've been on the run for a while when Laura stole that car. She didn't realize how little was in the tank, so we were scoping out the back roads for easy gas to siphon, and I saw the truck left out at the edge of the field. Should have been easy enough. Those things hiding in the crops, whatever they are, came out of nowhere. I don't know how long the boy had been stuck out here exactly. I didn't ask. Days, maybe. Long enough for him to be fairly sure the things that attacked us wouldn't come out from the corn. We were safe up here. Or at least, I was. He was hurt. Even though he tried to hide it from me, I knew it was bad once the sun came up and I could see how much blood was on the rock. Either way, we were both in serious trouble. These roads are dead quiet almost all the time, so there's no way to know when help might roll around, or if it even would. The old truck belonged to his grandmother, who he had come out looking for. They lived alone, just the two of them. There was nobody else who would notice they were gone. Not anytime soon, anyway. The way he spoke made it clear that he didn't know if she had made it out or not. I didn't have the heart to tell him about the body I saw sticking out of the dirt as we ran. What was left of it. I could hear Laura crying from somewhere in the corn. I couldn't tell exactly how far out she was from the rock. Sometimes it sounded like she might have been close enough for me to try something. Anything. Maybe I could have helped her. The boy didn't think so. He told me he ran track 100 meters in just over 11 seconds, all county record. Those things in the field were faster than him. They'd be faster than me. They clearly knew Laura was there, but didn't seem to care anymore. Or maybe they left her on purpose, trying to lure us back in. After a few minutes, her cries turned to moans, and eventually, stopped. My phone has no service this far out. To be honest, I wouldn't know what to do even if it did. Who would I call? The police? Not after what we'd done. Maybe I deserved this, but I doubt the boy did. He saved me, and he didn't have to do that. For a while, he kept his gun close and me at a distance. I'm sure he knew that I had no good reason to be in that field before dawn, even if he didn't say it outright. Some hours into the day, the bottle of water from my pack convinced him to let me get a bit closer. After he had a drink, I used some to clean him off. His leg was injured pretty badly, so I ripped up my shirt sleeve to wrap the parts that looked the worst. And we both went back to quietly waiting for someone to come along. I offered the boy a cigarette at some point. My lighter was gone. Must have fallen out when I was running through the field. He had one though. One of those gimmicky rabbit's foot things. Said he didn't smoke, it was just something he kept for luck. It had belonged to his dad, who died a long time ago. We have that in common, I guess.
Huh?
I can't help but think it's luck, 'cause pretty much run out. By sunset, we hadn't seen a single car pass by. I've never been very good with being stuck in one place. There were moments that night when I thought about just climbing down into the corn and crawling off as quietly as I could, even if it took hours to reach the road. Or maybe I'd just run for it. Screw the all-county record. See if I could make it out before those creatures could take me. I would have thought they had to sleep sometime, but those deep, shaky howls they made every few minutes were a constant reminder that they were still out there, ready for me. Each hour or so, a jet plane would pass over us. The later it got, the easier they were to make out. Dark shapes and blinking lights cutting across the sky, leaving behind long trails from one end to the other. High up enough that they'd never be able to know we were even there. I kept hoping, though. Hoping the next one that came along might be flying low, might see us and just know something wasn't right. I would imagine one of the people on board had the power to send help, to get us somehow out of this goddamn field. I knew that was stupid to think. That nothing like that would ever really happen. Still, felt nice to hope, though.
kids.
Wait.
No, no, no!
No, wait!
That cop is cool.
Hey, come on out of there.
We ran out of water sometime after the sun came back up, and I could feel myself getting weaker as the hours kept dragging on. The boy had it worse. He was tired, shaking sometimes. And the blood, he'd lost a lot of it. I tried my best to keep him awake and his mind off the pain. We talked about anything we could. Our favorite movies, the music we liked, how I moved around a lot as a kid, and how he'd never even been anywhere else. He'd spent his whole life in this one town. He said his grandmother told him this all used to be trees and stuff at one time. But the night the rock fell from the sky, it cleared this whole field. Back then, to remove it would have been more hassle than it was worth. So they just planted around it. Everybody called it the Devil's Rock. No one really knew why. Or if they did, they just never said. The crops here grew like crazy, though, as if the land itself had been changed somehow. There were always rumors about the field, stories people told. How every 17 years, when the summer is particularly warm and the rain is heavy, very bad things happen here. The boy grew up hearing them and thought that's all they were. Stories. He never took them seriously. At least, not before those things in the field appeared, anyway. What the hell are they? Why won't they ever come out of the corn? Stories. I guess it doesn't really matter why. Maybe they don't even know they can. How would they if they never had? We're right here. It would have been so easy to take us if that's what they wanted. All they had to do was something different. By late afternoon, the boy was talking less. Sometimes we would just stay quiet, listening to the wind and the corn, the distant thunder rolling in, the creatures howling. Sometimes I would talk. Maybe it was the way that he looked at me, like I wasn't a bad person. Maybe it was because he reminded me so much of my dad. Maybe it was because some part of me knew we were both going to die anyway. Whatever it was, I told him everything. I told him about that stupid camp up north I was sent to, how me and Laura escaped, how we held up a Q-Mart in Hamlin County, how I needed the money and how nobody was supposed to get hurt, how I didn't know the gun was loaded, and how it just went off. I told him about how after I ran, kept running, how it felt like if I could run fast enough, it wouldn't catch up to me. What I did. I told him everything. Almost everything. I never told him that I took the money. I left that part out. So, that's it, I guess. I know it won't change anything, but if anybody ever hears this, I want to say I'm sorry. Sorry for all of it. Holy shit.
What's going on?
The creatures. That sound they make? They're calling each other.
Okay, so?
So I can use it.
Use it? For what?
A head start.
Here. For luck.
Thanks.
I'll slow them down if I can. What are you doing?
I don't know. Something different.
Won't be long till someone comes. They'll see this from town.
Yeah, I know. I think I'm done running.
Hey, can you break this down?
Have you ever wondered what would happen if you didn't manage to hide?
Captain, I don't have long. I can't bear an important message. Turn back on your radio.
You turned our radios off?
Listen, Bryce. I don't need high command yammering in my ear while I'm trying to find a goddamn artifact.
It's okay, Captain. I just made this. It'll let him speak our tongue.
No! I've had enough! I'm gonna genocide bomb the whole planet!
There are 20 billion souls on this planet. While I know it would be kinda sweet to wipe them all out with one bomb.
Watch while you're high.
The residents of the Cat Kingdom lived peaceful, prosperous lives. Until one night, their beloved cat princess was snatched from her bedroom by a horrifying monster. Distraught and in disarray, the king searched his domain for a mighty hero, brave and strong.
Why the fuck do I keep on getting these shits? Gay test. Full episode, Our Planet Forest.
I'll never forget the summer of '95.
What if there are thousands of alien empires in the Milky Way, each spanning a few to maybe tens of star systems, chatting, trading, sometimes shooting or ignoring each other politely? And if so, why is nobody visiting us? While the Milky Way is ancient and gigantic, even traveling at 10% the speed of light, any civilization could take over the whole galaxy within 1 million years. But we haven't seen anybody yet. So it seems we're alone in the Milky Way. But this idea is built on a lot of assumptions. Usually, when scientists speculate where all the alien civilizations are, they assume technology will progress to a point where colonizing all of space becomes kind of easy. But what if we're thinking about this the wrong way? What if the universe is full of life, but no matter how technologically advanced you are, space is never easy? What if aliens slowly crawl through space, expanding like humans did over the ocean? Let's look at the only data point we have: ourselves. The available real estate in the galaxy. Oceania is a region with tens of thousands of islands scattered across millions of square kilometers, separated by an unforgiving, deadly sea. Kind of like a galaxy. Some 5,000 years ago, the first people set out to colonize Oceania. Especially the Polynesians achieved mind-blowing feats. Without any modern technology, they set out into the vast nothingness, hoping to find a new island to claim, or, like, die, far from home. But most of the Pacific Islands are merely a few wet rocks or corals, maybe some palm trees, and if you're lucky, birds making a pit stop. Others with more vegetation are often hostile, lacking the resources to really sustain a lot of people, and remain uninhabited even today. And then there are the good islands. The Polynesians colonized them, spreading their culture and society to dozens of remote islands of all sizes. Some united in kingdoms spanning many islands, others were independent, many home to competing and belligerent tribes. And although thousands of kilometers apart, even the most remote islands were connected with at least some trade and exchange. A microcosm of humanity. But it didn't always work out. The extremely isolated Pitcairn Islands were settled for hundreds of years and relied on trade with each other and bigger islands hundreds of kilometers away. And then the local population vanished. We don't know why. Maybe because the islanders did the human thing and ravaged the natural resources until they became unsustainable. Maybe the decline on distant bigger islands severed important connections. We only know their culture declined and they left or died out. What if space is an ocean to us? A hostile place that's hard to conquer? Would alien civilizations spread like the Polynesians? The universe is kind of a horrible place. The Milky Way has around 200 billion star systems, and it seems that almost all of them have planets. Estimates vary, but there may be some 300 million to tens of billions of rocky Earth-like planets in the habitable zone around a star where water can be liquid. Amazing. Except that most of them are terrible. Hells of lava, dead frozen worlds, bare rocks sterile from radiation, blanked by toxic atmospheres. It's easy to forget, but Venus and Mars are Earth-like too. Mars is the next human frontier and fairly exciting. But Mars dust is poison, and deadly radiation and low gravity will make you sick. Mars is the worst. Except Venus is even worse, crushing you to death, burning and dissolving you in acid. If humanity was really motivated and had the resources and energy, both could be terraformed within maybe 1,000 years. We showed how in other videos. But the thing is, we already have a planet that's pretty great, so currently humanity's motivation is not very strong. Now let's think about this in terms of galactic expansion. If the Milky Way is like a vast ocean full of islands, most are planets like Mars and Venus, barren rocks or corals where nothing grows and the elements kill you. Imagine boarding a generation ship to travel for 100 years or more, only to arrive at a new star and then you get a Mars, or worse, a Venus. What a letdown. Terraforming them is such an intense investment in terms of resources to make it worth spending the time to travel to the stars for bad planets. Maybe the simple reason we don't see galaxy-spanning civilizations is that the economics just don't add up for almost all of the star systems out there. But wait, you might say, it's actually easy. A high-tech race with unlimited resources could automate this process, sending thinking machines that report back every few thousand years with new planets ready for fresh settlers or automated ships with embryos. But if it were that easy, someone would have done it by now. So either we are really alone, or it's not easy. Thinking about alien civilizations, you need to make loads of assumptions. And for this video, we're assuming that space is hard even for high-tech civilizations that have broken free from the limitations we have today. Now, things are getting exciting. So what if alien civilizations actually ignore the bad islands and just pick the very best? Stringing together island empires like the Polynesians. Thousands of galactic empires. Every star moves in its own orbit through the galaxy, and most stellar neighborhoods are only temporary. At any given time, in some regions there will be more good islands than in others, while simply because of bad luck, other regions will be pretty isolated. Earth might currently be in one of these backwaters, surrounded by really bad islands for dozens of light years in all directions. We may be Pitcairn Island, so isolated that nobody knows we're here or cares to establish a colony so remote. But elsewhere in the Milky Way, good islands may be more common. There it would be relatively easy for a high-tech civilization to jump from one good star system to the next, creating connected empires. Strings of worlds, with all the adventure and challenges of expansion, even to really good planets. Do they need to animate dead worlds with oceans? How do they cope with alien microorganisms or strange ecosystems? Do they need to burn it all down and create a mirror of their home world, or do they adapt? How many centuries do they need to make a planet truly their home? Empires expanding in regions full of good islands would probably meet each other. Maybe they trade, maybe they fight, maybe they have coffee and chat about the meaning of it all. And just like some of the Polynesian islands, it's likely that many of these planets would be abandoned or for the empires to break apart for a number of reasons. First of all, most great neighborhoods would dissolve over time and connected islands would become remote. Then it just may be the nature of civilization to become unsustainable or self-destructive. Humanity is extremely young, and we've already flirted with extinction. There are numerous existential risks, cultural, technological, and environmental, that any civilization has to deal with. And smaller colonies on new planets would likely be less resilient than their home worlds and in bigger danger of dying out. Whenever this happens, this would leave a good island free again for others to rediscover and colonize. It's free real estate. Also, space is just a different ballpark. The enormous distances between stars make it hard to maintain a consistent civilization. Just think about how many cultures we have on Earth alone. Imagine if sending a message between continents took decades to arrive. Would colonies care what the home world wants from them if it can neither help nor really enforce its will on them?
Have you ever wanted to see your home from space? With this free satellite Earth Maps tool, you can zoom right down to your...
This also would make interstellar war, except the genocidal kind, completely uneconomic. Would you go to war with someone because their great-grandfather killed yours? At these distances, it's not like anyone could easily sneak up on each other anyway. And on a much more fundamental level, if island empires don't exchange relevant amounts of genetic information, if there are no hookups between worlds, sooner or later, these populations will develop in different directions and eventually become different species, making it less likely that they'll want to be under common rule. So the idea of enormously big, connected empires may just not be feasible if the galaxy is an ocean where good islands are few and far between. But this also means that new civilizations may pop up constantly, spread and partially or completely die out, even if just by splitting into different factions. Islands may be recolonized and abandoned over and over. What would this mean for us? We might think we're alone only because we're on an isolated island right now. But there could be thousands of worlds full of diverse civilizations elsewhere that we would eventually drift closer to. Does this make the Milky Way more scary or less scary? Is it a good thing that we'd have time to get our act together before we face anyone else? Or is it a great tragedy that we might not have the chance to meet our neighbors beyond for a long, long time? Well, we don't know, but it is something for you to ponder tonight when you look up at the sky again. Hopefully, humanity is still at the beginning, and we're learning a tiny bit more about the universe every day. One day, we might spot a good island, and, if we're lucky, many more close by. One huge problem we face as a species is that we can't agree on what's going on. There are loads of news media, but most of them tend to frame reality through their point of view. And worse, they're trying to get your attention with the most alarmist take, distorting reality further. Ground News, the sponsor of this video, helps you navigate our biased media landscape by letting you directly compare different articles on the same topic from media with opposing viewpoints. This not only reveals how different sides are seeing the full picture. Welcome to the Kurzgesagt Lab.
Am I really that ugly? Okay, I'm gonna move this up, this wider. I'm gonna lose that. I've never even seen one of these.
Can the medical mumbo-jumbo. Can you fix me or not?
Well, we'll see. You know, most faces need a little remodeling, but this is a total teardown.
What, I'm a monster, right? I knew it. Is that me?
Bye, Mo. Don't be a stranger, handsome.
Bye-bye. A new life. A second chance for revenge.
Hello.
Yeah, hello yourself. I'm Mo Sislak. Back in high school, I asked you to the springtime pumpkin dance, and you turned me down. Well, I just wanted to show you the face that you could have been kissing.
Oh, I was just a stupid kid back then, and I feel terrible about hurting you. Will you accept my apology?
Apology? Geez, I wasn't expecting that.
I'd like to withdraw my life savings, please.
You'll need your wife's signature, too.
Yes, of course. Yeah, she's behind that plant.
Hi, homie.
Sign this, please.
You're the boss.
Daddy, ask the man for some candy.
Here's your candy.
So long, sucker!
Sir, your life savings?
I'd like to buy 500 shares of Animotion Incorporated.
Now before I execute this order, are you sure you understand the risks of stock ownership?
Absolutely. Animotion.
Animotion. Up 1 1/2.
Yahoo!
Yahoo! Up 6 1/4.
What is this crap?
Fox Broadcasting. Down 8.
Animotion is up an eighth.
Yes!
After plunging 75 points this morning.
Oh, I hope plunging means up and 75 means 200.
The firm declared super-duper bankruptcy, which is terrible news for the company's only stockholder, Homer Simpson.
Oh! I'd like to withdraw my life savings.
Try a taste. Guaranteed to blow your mouth's mind.
Oh, charred and moist. The grill marks are shaped like a honeycomb.
That's why I call her the Hive.
But if I don't come home with a washing machine, my wife will be so mad.
You bought a grill?
It's not a grill, it's a smoker.
Don't worry, Homer. Nothing fixes bad times like good food.
I can't believe you cooked this.
And Maggie, this is for you. Come on, just one bite.
One bite? Homie, I finally understand gluttony.
Welcome to America, baby.
Try a taste. Guaranteed.
And done. Proud of you boys.
Thanks for painting my fence, stupid Flanders.
Fine. Let the good Lord decide.
Go! Woohoo! Go! Woohoo! Go! Woohoo! I say good day.
A good day, Homer.
I said good day.
Uncle Homer's not nice to you. Your name's not stupid, it's Ned.
Whoa there, Rowdy. Someone's getting a little too familiar.
Sorry, Mr. Daddy. Dear Lord, please demonstrate unto us Uncle Homer's not a jerk.
See you in hell, old bed.
Hello? We'd like to report a bully.
Huh. Wow. This bully's going down. Homer Simpson, I'm here to charge you with multiple counts of bullying your neighbor, Ned Flanders.
What's the... Oh.
All right, time for the perp walk.
What? But I just watered up the slip and slide. I have no comment at this time.
Hey, yo, I think this weight's stuck. What? I think this weight's stuck.
Well,
If you read this,
I've gathered a list of
There was a very old crocodile, so old that he had witnessed the building of the pyramids. But now he was suffering from rheumatism and no longer able to catch his food. The quality of his diet was deteriorating by the day. In desperation, he decided to eat one of his family.
Theodore Seuss.
Yeah, What will happen in a drag race between a Lamborghini Ruelto, a Koenigsegg Jesko Attack, and a rather special BMW?
The last question by Isaac.
Just let me know.
On the 4th of January 2012, a user on 4chan posted this image to the site's infamous B or random.
For months leading up to this during a hot summer day in July 3, 2020, this
Operation complete.
Kenny! Fuck's sake!
It wasn't that loud. It wasn't that loud. Look at this shit. Look at this shit. Y'all get spooked already, bro?